This weekend will be a fun weekend, of course, as All-Star Weekend is. They were the first to understand the star power of their players, and the weekend has become just this spectacular event of melding of music and sport and movie and all things entertainment into one fun weekend in Indianapolis. Tonight we get the roundabout that is the Rising Star thing, where we got a couple 14, couple four teams. I don't know how many teams. Several teams.
Four teams.
Four teams.
Four
we got Team Jalen, Team Tamika, Team Detlef Shrimp. I get to say that again all weekend long, and Team Pow taking on each other in a kind of a roundabout young star show off event, which is fun.
So real quick question. We're not there, but say we had gone, right? Flown in Indianapolis, right? We're going to get some St. Elmo's shrimp cocktails.
Oh, go
right?
have some St. Elmo steak, baby. Anyway.
Right. But say we landed, would you have, if there had been a ball, would you have taken a shot at the court in the airport? That's been all over social.
Absolutely, I would have.
Really? Like, what would you put up a three? Like, so I'm like you making me hold your suitcase? Like, what's going on? Like, detail it.
Well, if I'd have been in the airport first, I would have posed next to the giant Wemby arm that is over the luggage carousel.
Shout out Don Harris.
Then that was brilliant, and we knew it was coming. This is his face is literally in the airport as you arrive. I'd take the three.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you can show up and like go do a layup.
Well, first I would have you putt before you drive. Yeah, you do. I tell them just like your golf. The first thing to do is go drive later. So I'd dribble around, take a layup, shoot a free throw, then get the lay of the land, get the Kentucky windage, and take a shot.
This is the weekend of Wemby.
I hope so. I truly hope it will.
No, it is. What do you mean you hope
so?
Well,
I want him to be good. I want him to be good in the moment. And, when you look at, greatness and moments, that's what creates the superstars. And we saw it last night in Caitlin, who it's just some people have it. I think Wemby has it. I look back to the Phoenix game when the season began. He understood man meets moment, and so did Pop. And he was allowed to go do some ridiculous things, and he did it. And he set the table for what was coming, and very little has changed. And I would hope tonight and over the weekend that Wemby and we all know what he can do on the court. I think what's going to make him a superstar is the way that he handles everything else this weekend. He's going to look like a very mature old soul this weekend doing spectacular things. And I hope after all is said and done that he is the conversation above and beyond what goes on Sunday afternoon.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the weekend of people catching up. People, because it's not like, the unfortunate reality is, and was the Bucks game a national game? Now that I think back, the Bucks game was, right?
It was,
yeah. And Wemby kind of went off, but these last few moments are just people seeing their Instagram feed with the stat graphics. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, oh, this is cool, but whatever. This is a different weekend. This is everyone catching up. This is everyone saying like, this dude's really that good? How come they only have 11 wins? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is everyone catching up to the conversation. And I really think that his future as an ambassador of basketball begins tonight.
Well said. This weekend, by the numbers, it'll be in Indianapolis. It's the second time they've hosted an All-Star game. The last time was 1985. Feels like they've been there since then. They get to host the draft here in a couple of weeks too. They're the center of the sport universe. The last time it was there, Michael Jordan made his first All-Star game as a rookie. So there's some circuitry there. Ralph Sampson was named the All-Star game MVP, and the West beat the East 140-129 tonight. For the third straight season, we'll have the 3-game mini tournament of the Rising Stars. I just told you who the coaches are. Wemby and Jeremy will be part of that.
Jeremy's on Jalen's team, just so everyone's aware.
Yes.
I mentioned Wemby's on Pow's team.
Let's see here. We also will have the 3-point contest on Saturday. Malik Beasley, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Donovan Mitchell, and the big cat, Karl Anthony Towns, which that kind of sums up what the only flaw in Minnesota's game is that. But, there's nothing going to take away from Wemby's shine in the 3-point contest unless somebody does something ridiculous. I'm going to put my money on Lauri Markkanen. That's the guy that I think
Well, we'll do our official
No, I'm
picks and
just
everything. I mean, well, don't spoil it. I mean, that's what you literally just did. You just spoiled it.
well,
I mean,
it might change. The Steph Sabrina 3-point challenge on Saturday should be fun.
with the court, don't forget the
Yeah,
court.
that will have the video court. In the final round, remember last year, Sabrina scored 37 out of 40. Remember that?
She's
As we praise
a
Caitlin,
beast.
there's a lot of other ballers out there too, and she's one of them. It's going to be a great showcase. I think that'll be cool. The slam dunk on Saturday, Jaylen Brown, Jaime Jaquez, the rookie, Matt McClung returns, Jacob Toppin.
I mean, I don't know. I want to reserve my right to pick.
Okay, well let's be real about this. So we have one guy in Toppin who's a two-way player with the Knicks. Not Obi, it's his brother. Matt McClung, who is somewhere in basketball, I think found most recently on a TikTok. Jaime Jaquez, who's the rookie, who, I mean, yeah, he can dunk. And Jaylen Brown, I think this is kind of set up for the highest paid Boston Celtic.
This is no pressure, Jaylen, but you kind of have to do this, or else everyone's gonna make fun of you forever. You know what I mean? Like this is your thing. Don't mess it up.
And we've gotten to, this is not New Sports Talk Ground saying that the slam dunk competition is boring. Yeah, it's boring, but it's the sum total of what the NBA offers us. Even though we're a little tired of it, we got to do it. It's kind of like the home run derby in baseball.
The home run derby,
if you do it enough,
lives up to the hype.
And every now and then, like 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago? The Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon.
That was
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
That was
every now and then you get an unexpected. Holy cow, that was amazing!
My gosh, that was 8 years ago.
It was 8 years ago now, so it's been a minute. We're due. McClung was cool to watch, but anybody who had any kind of social media presence had seen him do what he was capable of.
The bar is really low.
Yes,
I want you to use a prop. I almost want you to be cartoony about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the last thing of the night. Let's just have fun.
I think we should look at it's the last thing of the night. You're right, and some nights it's great, some nights it's not. But I do think that each league does have their particular idioms, but they're really good at stuff. And I think for the NBA, they are really good at putting on a show. But if you combine the show with the monolith that is the NFL, the cult that is the NHL, and the history that is MLB, I think we have some ingredients to have the perfect all-star Super Bowl MVP showcase kind of weekend. I think we should put together the perfect
one
weekend
of everything. Like
I think we should put together like if I could have my perfect showcase events for my favorite sports in one weekend,
like a field day.
Like one day, yeah, we got this home run derby, and it very quickly followed by the how fast is the slap shot in hockey, followed by the quarterback throwing the ball and hitting the golf cart 40 yards down. I mean, all the things that combine to make the half sport, the kind of sport, a fantastic weekend. I think we should come
perfect ball.
Hey,
yeah,
you'd think this is a professional talk radio show. The Dude Perfect weekend.
If I had to take an element, because it has to be something that the common man can do.
No, the first thing I'm going to ask you when we do this is what would you take out? We're gonna whittle away. We're not going to add in.
Well, but again, if it's relative to the common man, this is pretty obvious and pretty simple.
Well, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this has to be something that every human being can do, so to speak.
Well, not every. There's some mouth breathers I don't want to have to involve in this at all.
I also want to, before we get out of here today, the radio audience can't see, but I'm wearing my 2006 NBA All-Star shooting jacket.
It is glorious.
I would like to quiz you on this. I'm looking at this now, the 2006 All-Star roster.
Okay, I got to put myself in the mind of the 05 genre, the era that was.
I know you'll appreciate this. Throw yourself back to NBA Live. Like, not NBA 2K, NBA Live.
I hate to admit that NBA Live always sucked. 2K, it did. Man, I was inside the building. Suck. In fact, I was inside the building when it was dying.
It did not suck. It was awesome. What
in fact, when I was there in 08,
you don't have a right.
We stole the dev guy from 2K just to try to save the franchise. We went out and totally scalped him. and it didn't
was
work.
great.
It was there were the sideline games were better. NBA Street was a far better game.
Well, duh. I mean, but like to say NBA Live sucked is disingenuous.
Well, I'm just saying it from a guy who was inside the building watching things crumble. It was not a good time.
I want to quiz you on the All-Star rosters. Back to the point. But I also want to quiz you on who partook in the challenges because I was at the Saturday night festivities. So I want to quiz you on who was involved in these, as well as the sponsors for these events.
Okay.
Because they have changed.
Pets.com? No, that was even before that.
Substantially in 18 years. They're not like, we're not talking about like, the 8-track Shooting Stars Challenge or anything like that, but they have changed and passed over through hands over time.
All right. I think I'm of the mind of that era. I think so. I'm ready.
Are you ready to do this? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think we'll do it
now.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, let's go in chronological order. The Rookie Challenge. I don't think I'm going to get this whole roster, but who do you think sponsored it?
In 2006?
This took place on Friday, February 17th. So this was today, that year.
I'm going to guess, was Kia a part of it by then? Early? Was this too early for that?
This was the T-Mobile Rookie
T-Mobile. That's nothing new. All right, T-Mobile.
I'm gonna rip through these rosters. This is the East. Andrew Bogut, Luther Head, Channing Frye, Danny Granger, Sarunas. The last name's very difficult for me. Jasikevičius, Chris Paul, Nate Robinson, Charlie Villanueva, and Deron Williams. Good times. Those were the rookies. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The sophomores: Luol Deng, T.J. Ford, Ben Gordon, Devin Harris, Dwight Howard, Iggy, Jameer Nelson, Emeka Okafor, Delonte West.
Not a deep year for rookies.
Who do you think sponsored the 3-point contest?
They did for a while. I think I know this. I hate to. I think Foot Locker.
It's the Foot Locker 3-point contest.
I think Foot Locker did for a while, but that wasn't just a one-off. They did it for a bit.
There were 7 participants. Can you name
not
3?
One? No, I couldn't name one.
In 2006, you're going to be really mad.
And which competition are we talking about?
This is the Foot Locker 3-point contest.
The 3-point.
Actually, excuse me, the Foot Locker 3-point shootout.
Let's of that era. Ray Allen. That would be one that I would bring out. Jason Terry.
That's 2. Look at you. You're 2 for 2.
Dude, that's all I can think of.
You're going to be really mad. I promise you. You're going to be really upset with yourself.
I'm telling you, I can't think of anybody else.
Agent Zero.
Oh, see, that I questioned. I was thinking Gilbert, but then after that, there's nobody in my mind.
Raja Bell did not participate. Agent Zero.
If you had told me he had, I'd have bought it.
He was chosen. Chauncey Billups. So, sorry.
Chauncey was in a 3-point shootout?
Quentin Richardson and
oh wow,
Dirk.
Q.
Yeah,
was Q sober?
Last one, or there were two other things really quickly. Who sponsored the Skills Challenge?
I have no idea.
The PlayStation Skills Challenge.
That's of course I would have no idea.
Featured 4 players, and looking back on this, it's pretty cool. Can you name one?
Well, how about you said Iggy was? What about Iggy?
No, LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Steve Nash, Chris Paul, and Dwayne Wade.
Wow, that's awesome. That I would watch that rerun.
The Sprite Rising Star Slam Dunk Contest featured who? Name one.
Tracy McGrady.
No. Iggy, who came in second. Josh Smith.
Oh, Josh for the max. Okay.
And the winner was Nate Robinson.
Nate. So some of those names lingered for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last thing really quickly. The Shooting Stars competition, which San Antonio won, by the way. The San Antonio team was Tony Parker, Kendra Wecker, and Steve Kerr. But they won. They beat the Houston team, which had T-Mac, Sheryl Swoops, and Clyde. The LA team with Kobe, Lisa Leslie, and Magic. And the Phoenix team with Sean Marion, Kelly Miller, and Dan Marley. But it was the radio
Shack. Say, I have a poster of that. The 3 of the Spurs with Kerr. And I was going to say, didn't Radio Shack was still a thing in 2006?
Mm-hmm.
You know what drove them out of business is you went in to buy something and they always wanted your zip code, kind of like Academy always wants your zip. Like, why?
Yeah, we want your email.
No.
Your phone number.
I always give them
Your
yours.
social. Yeah, that's fair.
So all that
You can
Academy
guess
mail
the
you're
you can guess the actual all stars later. I think you'll get some.
From 06, that's a wide range that should include a couple of Spurs. Klay Thompson brought up Manu Ginobili yesterday as he went to the bench. Well, let's listen to Klay Thompson use Manu as a reason to exist.
Found out this morning. Me and Steve had a good talk about it. And, you could do two things. You can pout or you can go out there and respond. And I thought I did the latter very well tonight.
You did both.
Especially no turnovers, and I missed a few box outs, though. But more importantly, I realized I'm going to play a ton of minutes. So you just got to let the ego go when you think of coming off the bench and all that. So, I thought about Manu Ginobili. That guy has 4 rings and gold medal, and he came off the bench his whole career. And I don't think anyone looks down on his Hall of Fame candidacy. He's one of the greats, and I thought I embraced
I don't know
it.
what to do with my hands. Klay Thompson reflecting on his greatness in comparison with a truly great player in Manu Ginobili. I don't know. He was he's sitting on the dais trying to justify. I appreciate the words. I don't get the inflection or the body language. You can say the right things, and in a newspaper print, it sounds really good. I saw you. You're still pouting, bro.
I don't even have a problem if you are pouting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it sucks. It's okay. It's okay.
It doesn't suck. That's anybody listening here being told that your job is something to win a basketball game. And it involves coming off the bench and going and getting 38 or whatever he got. I think that's a pretty good ask. I don't know if there's any belly aching at all. I don't know what it would be.
Multiple things can be true. It can be true that it has its pros, but it also has its cons, right? Like, if you're him, you're used to being, dude, like when you play basketball growing up, you're like, man, I can't wait to be introduced among the starters and blah. You know what I mean?
Well, I get it.
It's hard. It's okay.
What he offered was a humble brag that I will subjugate my greatness because Manu did it, but I know I'll be getting plenty of minutes. Yeah, okay, I get you. But Klay, you're well past your prime, man. You're lucky you're even a 6-man. You're lucky you're even getting a thing structured for you because defensively, you're a shadow. You're a shadow of what you were.
Dude.
He is. I'm not. But the way that he reacted, like, dude, yes, it's over for you as a starter.
The other thing I would offer is, like, Klay, you're already a Hall of Famer. Like, let's
yes, have a little bit of like, my God, yes.
Like, like, I understand you're just trying to, like, cope a little bit here, and I don't blame you for that. But, like, you'll be all right. You're totally fine. So just be cool. But at the same time, I also empathize with him. It's fine to pout. Pout all you want, man. It's cool. I'm good with that.
Just go out and do it.
I'm looking at pictures of NBA Live. I can't believe you hated on this. This rule.
It was a decent game that was outclassed by 2K. I was on the inside fighting this thing. I saw what 2K was capable of, and they took a game and made it better. And we tried. I was there when we stole the dev guy, went and lured him away, and it didn't help. But the street was better. It was always a lot more fun.
Again, street was obviously better, but nobody's denying that. Like, multiple things can be good. You're a hater. You're Klay Thompson right now. Just chill out, man. Like, just be cool.
Well, it's pretty sad when you're inside the building and you're playing 2K.